Okay, well, speaking of Currituck, Tim Pandages is heading to Currituck right now. You just left the Elizabeth City area, Kill Devil Hills area. You've been kind of working through North Carolina this morning. So tell us what you're seeing out there now.
All right, so yeah, where we're located right now, guys, we're on 158 Shortcut Road on our way to Currituck, right at the intersection with South Gregory Road. And we are flanked on both sides by vast farmland, okay? And we pulled over because I wanted to get some wind readings here from our weather lab that has some instrumentation on top of it. We have sustained winds right now. I just want to give you a look outside of 48 miles per hour. And we saw a gust just while sitting here of 58. And we are rocking and rolling. Best way to describe it is like we're in one of those touchless car washes. The car is going back and forth. The wind is pelting us. The rain is coming down at like 1 to 2 inches per hour. I mean, it is just blasting us here, and it's really kind of interesting to see with this wind kind of maintaining itself with the higher gusts kind of embedded in that. But we're going to continue on here and get going in just a minute and head towards Currituck to see how things are shaping up there. And we're actually probably going to get towards the right Memorial Bridge to see when the winds start to shift, how things are handled there as well. But we'll bring you a later update coming up in just a little while. For now, back to you guys.
All right, Tim. Okay. Thank you. He puts it so well. He kind of makes us feel like we were there. He's saying it's like being inside one of those car washes.
Yeah.
Or he said it was like driving through a waterfall.
Right.
So he's an eye and ear on the road.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's head over now to a phone call we have from Benita Harris with Dominion Energy joining us again this morning. Thank you, Benita, for talking with us, quite frankly, all morning long.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do it. I appreciate your coverage.
Absolutely. Benita, I know your crews have been out there working to restore power. The numbers have kind of gone up and down for those who have lost power. But at this point, you were tweeting not too long ago that other than emergencies, the crews now have to wait until it's safe enough to continue restoring power. Can you speak to that?
That's absolutely right. We have about 7,000 crews in town from our offices in Northern Virginia, Western Virginia, and other companies that are here to help. But at this point, because the winds are so strong, as Craig was explaining earlier, it's not safe for them to go out in their trucks and their buckets, and they have to wait until conditions settle down before they can get out and begin restoring power. They worked all night, and they got a lot done early this morning, but as soon as the winds kicked up to the point where it wasn't safe, we had to pull the crews back and wait for the storm to calm down.
Hey, Benita, Craig Moeller here. Good to talk to you, and thank you so much for your information. Was interested, we still have some models that kind of try to forecast potential outages, and we're still looking at greater concerns down into eastern North Carolina. I know you guys have amazing, different modeling, and you guys prepare for everything. What is your stuff suggesting, in terms of, is there any area that you're most concerned with through the afternoon?
Well, North Carolina is definitely one of the areas. We have quite a few outages in North Carolina, as we expected, especially in the coastal areas and over by the Sound. So we're seeing a lot of trees falling down, pulling down lines, breaking cross arms. Virginia Beach is having some trouble in the oceanfront areas and over by London Bridge area. We had a lot of trouble in Norfolk overnight. We were able to get a lot of those people restored in the Bayview area, and I'm guessing that may have a lot to do with the flooding. And as the ground gets drenched, that makes the trees more likely to topple over. So we've got our crews spread out and staged with lots of different equipment that they will need. So as soon as it's safe to go out, they'll begin to work as quickly and safely as possible.
Thank you so much, Benita.
All right, Benita,
Thank you.
And you all have 7,000 employees and contract crews ready to go. They are ready to support. We thank you again, and just as a reminder, if your power goes out, to give them a call and report it so they know where they can put all their resources when it is safe to go out.
And if you still have power right now, make sure your mobile devices are charged up, because if you do lose power, you may still have cell connectivity, and it's just a good way to keep yourself prepared. So and stay in touch with us. We're all out there on social and streaming and everything else.
And should you lose power, one of the best things you can do to preserve
social media.
your battery
Social
life.
media, low power mode, cut down the brightness on your phone, All that makes a difference. All right. Well, we know a lot of folks have lost power in our area. Just checking the outage map really quickly here, a little over 37,000 people without power right now. So again, they are working to get power restored, but they have to do it when they are safe. So we thank Benita for speaking with us this morning.
You know, one of the areas, real quick, that lost power down in Salvo, just got another update from my buddy down there, John Rudis, who's riding it out. He said the house was really rolling like a roller coaster. I mean, it's almost swaying down there. He said the wind's just really incredible. So Salvo, lower part of the Outer Banks, we got boots on the ground, so to speak. And he said, Craig, it is really coming down here. So here's your update.
The National Hurricane Center saying it made landfall over Cape Hatteras, just about 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, and we're talking about the center passing over that area, so it won't be too much longer before the western side of the eye wall and the southwest side of the eye wall clears that, and it's actually getting closer to Hampton Roads. You think, well, Hatteras on our coast, it would be moving farther away. No, as it crosses northeast of that area, it's actually getting closer, which is why our winds are going to tick up a little bit before things improve late.
All right, Craig, we'll talk to you again in just a second, but we also want to talk more about some of the power outages and check in with Dana Smith, who's joined us live in Virginia Beach. And Dana, looks like you're out with some power crews.
Right, Dan, Ashley, as you guys were just talking about with Craig, thousands of people are without power across North Carolina, here in Hampton Roads. And I'm out here on, this is Edwin Drive right by Mount Trashmore. And you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 power crews out here right now. And they're just waiting on clearance, they say, to replace an overhead line because this neighborhood is without power. And they're saying that that outage is caused by some of those high winds. And it's not too bad out here right now. I don't know if you saw him, but there's actually a man out here jogging in this weather, so I guess he's enjoying the cooler breeze for now at least. But they said that they need clearance to replace these lines, and what they mean by that is that they just want to make sure they can do it safely. So that aerial unit on top of their trucks, that equipment, they cannot deploy that if winds are higher than 30 miles per hour. So they need to make sure that they are able to work. And you're going to see a lot of this around the area because many people do not have power. As you said, we're tracking numbers in the thousands right now, and they are not going to go out during the peak of the storm. They're going to have to wait till conditions are safe. And you heard Benita say they have 7,000 people helping out, 7,000 power crews that are going to be on the roads tracking these outages and doing what they can to get power turned back on. Now, in this sort of area, the more inland you go, like Virginia Beach, Chesapeake, Suffolk, you're going to see scattered outages. It's really those areas like Sandbridge and the Outer Banks that are going to see more widespread outages. But they are asking people to be patient because those outages could last for several days depending on just how bad this storm is. Now, right here on Edwin Drive, they couldn't tell me exactly how long it's going to take them to get the power turned back on. They said they're just waiting for that clearance, and that could be hours, it could be a day. They're not sure right now, but I, of course, will continue to monitor the outages across Hampton Roads in North Carolina and keep you guys updated. I'm live here in Virginia Beach. Dana Smith, 13 News Now.
All right, Dana, thank you. And I know you're going to be following those crews along all day. Be sure to give them a big thanks for us as well.
Absolutely. So we've been telling you that when it's safe, we want to see your videos, your pictures from where you are. We have this one here from Rachel Twaddle that is just, we can see some substantial wind there. It looks like that's maybe in Dare County, yeah. Lake Mainland there. So again, that wind whipping around, and you know that's a good point to show this video too, because look at the branches on the trees. You know, as this wind is picking up, that could certainly become a huge hazard with branches disconnecting there from the trees. So just be extra careful out there, especially if you have big trees in your front yard.
Absolutely. Let's check out this wind in Sandbridge. This is from Michael Gunther on Facebook. Of course, Sandbridge, they issued that mandatory evacuation that went into effect last night. Not everybody heeding that mandatory evacuation, staying behind, and we could see the conditions deteriorating there in South Virginia Beach area.
For sure. This one is from Paul Groffman. Kearney Creek off the Elizabeth River shared this photo with us on Facebook, said in the caption, 2 hours shy of low tide, and the water is about a foot higher than the normal high tide. And Craig has been keeping a very close eye on the tide levels all morning long. So that is certainly a concern out there off the Elizabeth River.
All right, and a few more pictures and videos that we're looking at here. I believe this is in Bells Island, North Carolina, looking at some of the waves and storm surge, a huge concern for our entire area today.
Yeah, for sure. Of course, the gray skies as well. One more before we head back out to the field. Okay, so it looks like, again, we're continuing to follow all of this as you're sending them in. Thank you so much for everyone that has sent videos, pictures. Really quick reminder, if you have something, it's share it at 13newsnow.com. That is our email address, but you can reach us on Facebook or Twitter as well using the hashtag 13newsnow.
All right, we want to get another update from Nags Head, North Carolina, and that's where we find 13 News Now reporter Allie Weatherton. Allie, what are you seeing? What are you feeling?
Hey guys, it's getting a lot worse down here. You can probably hear the wind. It is extremely powerful right now. The rain is actually pelting my face. It's hurting. I want to take you to show you earlier this morning. We couldn't show you the ocean's conditions, but now we're getting a better look. You can just see how rough those waves are right now. It's crazy just to see. Now, high tide is not for the next couple of hours or so. So we're expecting the water to actually hit closer to this pier or this area where we are right now. Now, we actually drove, my photographer and I were driving down in Kitty Hawk. We were in Nags Head just checking out the conditions. Good news is people are not driving on the roads. We did see a lot of places boarded up. Restaurants are shut down. I know Jacqueline mentioned that about 25 minutes ago that Jolly Rogers restaurant was going to reopen, but a lot of restaurants here are shut down. We saw a lot of signs saying they will be open on Saturday, but they are closed today. And, you know, that's the conversation here is a lot of places are shut down. We're staying at a hotel and a lot of people are here getting away from the store. And I met a man who says that he lives here in Nags Head. His house is right on the beach. He doesn't have it on stilts or anything. So that's why he came here to the hotel just to wait it out. He says he didn't live here during Hurricane Matthew, but the previous owners say their home was majorly flooded. So that's why he came to the hotel, and he says he doesn't know what he's going to expect when he goes back tomorrow, but everybody's just keeping their fingers crossed that there's not much damage. We didn't see any damage whatsoever when we were driving about 30 minutes ago. So that's kind of what we're seeing here now. The wind is crazy. The rain is just coming really fast, and just hoping for the best here.
No doubt. Allie, thank you so much for that live coverage.